All right, folks, for what it's worth. Call the meeting to order. We have a quorum. We have a motion to place Mr. Duffy.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? What can I say?
I forgot. He's always, we never have a quorum, so Connor's always like, what?
I think I've been to one meeting where I haven't had to be voted out.
Okay, so I gather everybody knows what this is about. We have a copy of two policies, one effective January the 14th. That was supposedly put down, I'm sorry. And the other one was effective for July 1st.
The January, the one that stated January 1 is the one that was approved and voted on in the June meeting.
In the June meeting?
Yes.
Okay. So it's my understanding that it was the wish of those present at the board the last time to modify that to reflect this new policy effective July 1st. Obviously, we're past July 1st, but you've got to start somewhere. And rather than delaying it, about using that as the policy for purchasing. You know, as I've read on the internet and listened to people talk about, I mean, we're going to try it, see how it works. If it's not enough, we can always come back at a later time and raise it from 100 to something else, or do something else with it, whatever that may be. But at the moment here, does anyone have any thoughts as to the July 14th form?
Is that what we're going to call this? Revisit the last one on here, right?
Yeah.
July, yeah. No, I mean, to me, it sounds good.
Yeah, to me, I saw it before. To me, I'm actually dumbfounded that this isn't in place.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that there's a number is 100 and not.
You know, I had some thoughts some time ago, reading it, you know, two months, and I was kind of banged up a little bit, as to, I was, you know, I had asked the question, where, when, how, what happened, and it is whatever it is, and makes no point pointing fingers or whatever it is. It's only 2 weeks late, and they're going to bring it, I guess, before the Board of Selectmen this evening at 7 o'clock. It'll get incorporated, and we're pretty much off and running. Certainly, it's the responsibility at that stage of the game, as other things have been heard, that either the mayor or Mr. Cutler needs to remind people that we really need to do this. And it's not on, I didn't get around to doing it, didn't think about it, and what have you. So, you know, it's either going to work or it isn't, and if it isn't going to work, I think someone has to come back and tell us why, or how come, or what have you. Hopefully it all works and everybody will be happy with it, and every other place, pretty guys are in business and what have you, every other place, and I even the state of Connecticut. I mean, you know, if I want Mason to bring a couple of things of pens or something along those lines, I got to fill a form out. I can sign it, but it goes up to Hartford, and Hartford, what have you, and there's never a problem with that. But if I put down I want a new computer, they'll have a problem. They'll have a problem spending a few $1,000s to do it. So, can we have a motion to do that?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, so why don't we sign this right now and get on our merry way here. Also, I sent out here on the 18th, middle of last month, I got a letter here from William, the superintendent, with regards to them basically would like someone from the Board of Finance with regards to the contract negotiations for teachers and the administrators. But I've been on that. I've done it with, Peter Benoit's done it. We've both done it. Peter is the last one doing it. And actually, it's not a bad thing. You may think it's pretty interesting. And even though we have no vote, I always felt that if I wanted to say something, and I know Peter felt the same way, feels the same way, if I wanted to say something with regards to a budget, I had no vote on it, but they certainly were more than willing to listen to what I had to say, and a conversation was had between everybody, and they were going to do what they're going to do. But I never felt that I was slighted in any way, it was passed over or anything along those lines. I was always treated with due respect and what have you. We just weren't there to fill up a chair. So if someone, I don't mean right now, let's get spots here. If anyone wants to be on that, I'm going to ask that you call Denise up and tell her, and then we can pretty much send it over to Bill, and we'll speak to two individuals that are missing here this evening, and we'll go from there.
I would love to on trial.
Yeah, I kind of get that when I heard you this evening. I didn't know that, and obviously Connor's off and running, so it's limited to who can do this. You got to have the availability of time, and the Board of Education time stuff is more than 20 minutes. That stuff can be, especially doing those contracts. They're a lot.
Yeah. Pennsylvania for
Calendars
next year.
are for.
Yeah, exactly. Pennsylvania for next
Yeah,
year.
I don't even know what the dates are on them.
Week from tomorrow?
What?
Week from tomorrow?
Yeah, but that's beginning. There'll be a lot more of them.
Yeah, I was going to say I can't make that one, but I'll try and make the other one.
Yeah, so if anybody's interested in doing it,
Absolutely.
just tell Denise, and it has a good star stick. Just say, make it so.
Okay, so Mark and Connor,
There you go.
One other
Sure.
item.
Sure.
I,
not in a special meeting,
oh,
Well,
not in business.
okay. I just have a question.
Sure. What?
How do we get things on the agenda by the next meeting?
Email me.
Okay.
That lady over there, she sends us, you get the emails from her, don't you?
Yes.
Sure, that's what you get.
Actually, I have a question for her about this. Is that kosher?
Yes, if that's the only one.
She's very deep in thought at the moment.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah, do you mind if I ask you a question?
I'm listening, but,
Since we're only 2 weeks out from the beginning of the fiscal year, is there any way on your end to kind of retroactively apply what's been purchased in the beginning of the fiscal year to
You
these
know what?
peoples?
the purchase orders are up and running. I've done 69 of them. I've done 47 receiving documents. Everyone's on board, so I don't know why all these emails keep flying around. There's all kinds of blanket orders out there. The big thing that you guys need to think about is, in the past, each department was given line item by line item expenditure, and some people go over, and no one has ever been able to transfer money from this line in their budget to this line. Example, office supplies and books. So every other company that I've worked for, I was able to go into the system, as long as they had money in their budget still, and do a budget adjustment and transfer $50 from office supplies to books, so that, because this system is not going to allow anybody to go over, and they're going to need a little flexibility, as long as they don't blow their whole budget. Emergencies and things like that is another separate entity, and every single department has POs on the books. I know.
So,
Well, you get
So
that.
we're basically good from the
We're
beginning
up
of
and
the
running.
fiscal year.
You know, I knew what I was supposed to do. I took it, ran with it. It's, you know,
It's gonna make life a hell of a lot easier come budget time next year.
yes, it will. The only thing, you know, we should come up with a form. I've been very, really casual right at this point, because the big thing is to get the POs in place for July 1. You know, I've taken I've done it by email, you know, I need this, or they walk in, they have their budget lines, I need this. I've been very accommodating. And so, you know, going forward, we'll have to get them trained, if you will, to plan ahead.
Well, you've got to standardize it somehow, or else. it'll
Yes,
be a mess.
but, you know, it was really important because it's the beginning of a fiscal year to get it up and running and use it. And so, and everybody's on board.
I'm sure there's someone here that does some
Well, there
business
is
course.
somebody that there is somebody that complained to Tony that the PO system is at a standstill. And I don't know where they got their information from, but it's incorrect.
I wouldn't even know how you put a PO system at a
Yeah, so I forwarded a form we use, one of the forms that we use at
Yes.
work for.
And I have
reps.
shared that with certain people,
Yeah.
you know.
And
but-
there's, obviously you can streamline it for what you need, because it's a little more complex than probably.
Yeah, for what we need here.
But it
it's
is,
very
I mean, it's
basic.
easy, it defines that, and it allows them to fill out the paperwork, sign it off, and then you send it in there to the
That's all it
PO
is.
on the system.
Yep. So I mean, you know, this whole meaning about $100 versus $500, it's kind of a moot point. 95, 98% of the stuff that we order, there's already POs in place. It's the one of a kinds, you know. And then, again, emergencies, like if we have a bad winter and we have to spend more on salt or sand than is in our budget, that's no one's fault. So we have to come up with a way to devise, whether you move money out of the general budget or something into, you know, that line item, because we don't have a choice. But we are only budgeted for X amount of dollars. So those are the things to think about moving forward.
Okay, so with that done, motion adjourned? Any other questions?
Second?
Thank you.
Which one are we signing?